Hello and welcome to today's edition of First Favourite and Want. I'm here, I'm Dan, Shirts Fan 83, and one of the people who puts together Shirts versus Boots, the shirts collectors and boot collectors grudge match that takes place on the 6th of June at Haringey Borough FC in London. We're joined today by absolute Shirts versus Boots legend and very, very top bloke, one of the best blokes you'll wish to have gotten to know doing this process. So brilliant to see you again. Trev Dunphy, all the way from Ireland, mate. How you doing? You all right?
Hi, Dan, Jake. Thanks for having me.
It's all right. So, Trev, you've already done, in a previous episode, you've already done your first shirt, your favourite shirt, and your want shirt, which was a little bit Ireland loaded. So you had your Italian 90 Ireland GK. You had the home kit as well, and you also had the Man United treble-winning European shirt. But today, obviously, your spiritual home within Shirts versus Boots is Team Boots, mate, of which you are the reigning champions going into this year's edition of the game. And as a result, we get to do your first, your favourite, and your want, or your most desired football boots. So, mate, have you got three choices ready to go?
I do. I think by pairs that I want, I think I have enough at this stage, but we're always looking.
I mean, me and Jake are very much more in the shirt camp. So this is like sticking our heads above the parapet or breaking into your neighbour's garden for us. Something Jake's much more used to than me. We might need a bit of an education on this one, mate. So boots wise, let's get into it. What were your first boots, mate?
This is a rare one. Anyone who follows me on Instagram would not get this at all. It's a pair of Lotto football boots from the 90s. Yeah, Lotto. I don't even know what type. I sent a picture on to Jake. It's probably close to this. I just remember them black with the blue Lotto sign, blue logo sign on them.
Wow,
they're my first. Yeah. I'm guessing it's something like that, and that could be top tier. I doubt I had a top tier pair.
Mate, yeah, I'll tell you what, you had good taste for what? How old were you when you had these?
Say between 6 and 8. I'm sure I wore them with the Packy Bonner shirt that I had on when I was 6 anyway.
Were they his boots?
No, I think he wore Patrick. I think I could be wrong.
That would be much more name appropriate, wouldn't
it? I'm not certain what he wore. I'm not certain what boots he wore. But yeah, Lotto was my first. Obviously, people that follow me know I'm a Pred man, but I didn't get bit by that bug till 2000 when I started wearing Pred Precisions. But yeah, Lotto were my first pair of boots.
What's like the process then for your first pair of boots? Obviously, speaking from shirt perspective, it's my favourite player, my favourite club wears that shirt. It is their shirt. So is that the same for boots? Oh, my favourite player wears them, or is it more of a aesthetic look that George?
Well, I can't remember why I got them ones. Maybe they were gifted to me. I really don't know. But as I got older, I got a pair of Diodora. I'm nearly certain it was Dino Baggio's signature on the boot. I didn't get it because it was Dino Baggio, but I just remember getting a cool pair of Diodora. And then I got a generic pair of Adidas boots, just a generic pair. Then I got a Nike Mercurial, believe it or not, an R9. Yeah, totally against the run of play. Yeah, totally. And then did I get a pair of Nike Tempos? Because I can't now, possibly. Like they're classic black boots with the white tick going back to the heel. That's a classic design. But then of course with the Preds with Becks, it was as soon as I got a pair of Precisions on my feet, that was it. There's no other boots. I was hooked since then. It's 26 years ago. So I've tried every Pred since.
Wow. So, mate, you've had a bit of a tour de force in terms of football boots. So you've gone for the R9 Mercurials.
Yeah.
You've had the Nike Tempos, which is like the au revoir smashing through the devil. Pure.
Collar.
Oh, exactly. And you started off with Lotto, mate. You've had like the boot jet. That's like a hell of a. That's not like an apprenticeship. That's sort of like a.
Baptism of fire, is it, maybe?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I think. Yeah. I think it's only ever downhill once you like. There's nothing. You're not going to beat that. That's class. So was it like noticeable the difference when you put the Preds on?
Yeah, I remember getting them on and going into the park. My brother lives in Cork. I was there in Cork for the weekend. I got the pair. I used to pick strawberries when I was a teenager and saving money up, and Preds were expensive back then, obviously as well. But put them on my feet and out to the park, and just you could see a little bit more of a swerve. I'm not saying they meant they bent totally different degrees, but you could just see a little bit of a difference on the cover. So and I was late when I started playing football, because in Ireland you play Gaelic football, but I only started playing for a club at 15. Soccer, like I only started playing football at 15, and they were me proper. Well, I had another pair, but once I got them on my feet, I wore them all the time. Just absolutely loved them. Absolutely loved them.
Wow, mate, that's funny. But do you remember like the sort of first time you used those Lottos? So do you remember like that? What that was like, kicking them around a little bit?
No. Unfortunately, not. No, I do have memories of remembering silly stuff. On years and everything else, but no, it doesn't go back that far, unfortunately. No.
That's fair. No. Right, so that's a pretty good start, anyway, mate. Right, what are your favourites? Go on then. What's your second choice?
I'd say if you ask anyone really with, say, Preds, you tend to sometimes feel your favourite will be your first model or maybe second model. Anytime I've been talking to people, it tends to be whatever their first model was. My first model was the Precision, but my favourite would have been the white one. The white. This is the actual boot I wore the year it came out in 2001.
Oh wow!
Yeah, a lot of people hate the laces. I purposely do that for rage bait online, by the way, because no one laces the way it is anymore.
Mate, I lace like that.
But so when I got them in 2001, I wore them obviously for the season, and I had a great season myself personally, and we won trophies and stuff. So sentimental value on top of it. And when we had won that season, the Mania came out that summer. So I said to myself, you know what, I'll keep these in mint condition, but little did I know that was the start of my collection. So that was the first pair I physically kept, because my first Precision the year before was black, but I wore them into the ground. But I don't know, I binned them in the end. But that was my actual first one I kept for the collection.
Yeah, that's class, mate.
And during COVID, then I found a few more pairs. So I got a pair in FG, a brand new pair in SG, and it's built up, of course, as you do, as you know, with your shirts.
So for me, mate, I prefer the SG, the soft ground stuff, because there's something about the way the studs are, and those metal studs on those Preds for me. Yeah, they just make it more aggressive, don't they? Yeah. And even the pros, I noticed during the time, the Precision and the Mania, the pros would always wear this SG on match day, but training they'd wear the FG. I've always known. Now, obviously, in different countries, when the ground is hard, they wore FG, but a lot of pros would have wore SG in the early 2000s anyway. But I always got SG. I got a pair of Pred X's in 2009. Didn't like the feel of the sole plate in SG, so I went FG. And because of that, I actually went that way. I stopped using SG. Wow. Oh, wow.
Strange way to change it.
I'm from my boot perspective. I have zero idea. I know what SG and FG and all the basic stuff is, but is there a massive difference in between two? What I can compare it to shirt wise, it sounds like it's not the same, but there's opposites. It's the authentic and the replica shirts. And obviously it's not the same way of describing it, but there's a big difference between the two or not.
But nowadays a lot more games are played on Astros and all weathers, and there's a huge demand for AG, the artificial grounds, and I've noticed a lot of times I've worn fair and ground boots, the tip of the toe here would split more because you're on the Astro. But on the AG, it's a different type of sole play altogether, and it's better suited. And I remember they released the Pred 25 last year, the red one on AG, and everyone was raving about it because they don't always have the artificial ground sole plate on every colorway. But I think it will be better. Like a lot of people ask, if you go way back 20 years ago, boots were built to last. Now, not so much. But if you're wearing the correct sole plate, like if you wore artificial ground sole plates on the all-weather, the boots probably last longer. Fair and ground, not so much. Now, I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm sure there's fair and ground boots that would last on the all-weather. But if you, like, the Pred remakes that were made the last few years, I've got most of them, and they're more for collectors. They're not really there to wear, but I would go through a full season in a full pair. But because I've so many, I tend to rotate so they last longer for me. But there's one pair I remember back in 2018. It was the electric accelerator remake. They were actually the first accelerator I wore because I never wore them back in the day. And I wore them for the full year. And the majority was on the Astro, and they're in bits. But absolutely love playing them. Yeah, the tips of the tongue are gone, and you can notice here was being tore away and stuff. But it's probably down to using it on the Astro most of the time. But because I got two pairs, one for the collection, so I know I didn't care. I just ran them into the ground,
Yeah, I've worn a pair of old molds that I sort of like bought up. I think they're like Night Premier 2s, just like down there, and they're literally brand new, but they're an old pair. Wore them, and honestly, like the artificial, like not the Astro, but like the 3 and 4G, whatever it is, absolutely wears out the studs.
Yeah,
like, to death. And I'm thinking, like, that's mad. That never happened. Like
on a normal Astro from years back, or even a hard down pitch.
Yeah, but this was on like the 4G, 3G with like that stuff, and even the rubber chrome was like eating the studs up. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. I think they do need to start bringing this artificial.
Have more options because they are out there, Dan, actually, that pair you're saying, were they a pair from say 10 years ago?
Let me go get them down. I think they're.
No.
From...
The reason I'm asking is because I got a pair of old Precisions, like they were battered, just got them cheap, and I tried them on, and the fair and ground blades were disintegrated within minutes. But again, they were made 26 years. They weren't made to be able to play in 26 years later. To be fair,
yeah, I think these are from 2002.
Yeah, so to be fair, it's an old boot as well. It's not going to last, say 20 odd years later either. Whatever rubber they made out of the molds.
Ah, fair enough, mate. That's good. I'll put them down there. Yeah,
you're obviously running too fast, Dan, is what it is.
You what?
You're obviously running too fast on the pitch. That's what it is.
Oh, mate, yeah, just burning all these kids off. Just pure pace, mate. They call me. But that's a good pick. Like, to be fair, Predator Precisions, we talked about it all last summer because Shirts vs Boots 5 was always a Euro 2000 theme, which was the Precision was the boot for that tournament. That was Adidas' big.
Yeah, and you know what? I was in two minds to bring the original white pair in fair and ground, but I just didn't bother. And then I could have wore the gold ones, but I knew someone else would have, so that's why I wore my Champagne Mania. It was just. That's why I just had to be different. Considering it was a Smurfy Boots event. Yeah,
mate, it's good, but I think it's a really underrated Predator. I think it's that sort of the lines going across. It's really.
I love the way it's all nice and neat going all the way back. Love it.
Yeah.
Love all that. But the thing is, you've got the accelerator where that's what put the Predator on the global platform. That was it.
Yeah.
But the Mania just went. It's cemented it, and you've the precision sandwich in there, and unfortunately, it's not gonna be up there with the man. I always feel it's top three. I've always said the precision's the best, but I think it's the Mania. I think the Mania is the best if I admit it. But precision will always be my favorite.
Yeah. I think it got a bit sort of like Beckham was the business in 2000, but England were bad. so he
In
didn't
the
go very far.
Euros. Yeah.
Yeah, in the
He
Euros.
actually got
Didn't
3
go-
assists in the tournament.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't get out of the group.
Yeah, but we just couldn't get out of the group. We know it was
Yeah.
terrible. And then on top of that, Zidane wasn't the main feature of that tournament for France.
He was immense in that tournament. He was, in your set, he was unbelievable. Yeah.
And it's sort of like they won it, but I think because of the golden goal and Trezeguet, like where's he scored?
Trezeguet's wearing precisions.
Was he?
Yeah, that's the thing. And he's wearing firm ground precisions. Yeah, that's the thing. And then I remember Del Piero with the silver precision, like the grey with the black
Del
stripes.
Piero is the one for me when he wore them. Yeah.
Maybe because it was the European. If the 2000 was a World Cup, maybe it would have been because you have the media and etc. Yeah. That could be a thing there as well,
Yeah, that's a good point. That different audience. Yeah, Mania does always come through a bit strong. And also that pure Beckham Mania. 2002 was, I don't think, even in 2004, I don't think the world was as peak Beckham as it was in 2002.
I don't think so. Yeah. And
like,
you know what?
From
another perspective, he's probably playing his best football before he got injured in his metatarsal. I think he was actually playing his best football. Then the injury came just at the wrong time. I think it was February, March, and then the World Cup was in June.
Right. This is why we got to wrap Harry Kane in cotton wool.
True.
Have you? What's your desire then? What's your want?
They call this what, a unicorn boot? It's a hybrid.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So, when a boot is being released, the pros will wear it before it's released officially.
Yeah.
And they disguise it as the old model.
Yeah.
So between 99 and 2000, the Precision was coming after the Accelerator. There was an Accelerator X Precision hybrid with the Accelerator stripes, the Accelerator tongue, but the Precision elements. It is just, that's the boot. That's the boot. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
That does look good. Does it cover up the I suppose like the rubberized Predator tongue by putting the white stripes over the top, so it's sort of.
Well, you see, back then, so this was 99, 2000, people may not even notice that. Like, you see the big stripes, that's enough,
Yeah. God, it does look a lot more. It doesn't look as chunky as the Accelerator. It looks like a streamlined Accelerator.
Mm.
Wow.
Beckham wore them during the Club World Cup in January 2000. And he also wore them in the Alex Ferguson testimonial in October 1999. But he started wearing the Precisions, I think, in February, March 2000. And then, obviously, they were probably released in May, June, before the Euros. Yeah. So that's the one boot. And I know someone who has them, but no, there's not. And you put like a 10 grand or 20 grand value on it. Like he loves, the guy who owns them loves them as well. He's not even, they're just class. And I actually saw a white color in that boot. I think Elber wore them, the prototype as well. Yeah, wow. Class.
How many do you reckon exist? Like, or what ever existed? Less than 50?
I don't know. Like, if you're a pro back then, you wear them and you go, yeah, they're great, throw them in the bin kind of thing. The pros probably wouldn't even care. I really don't know. I don't know who else wore them. I mean, actually, Del Piero wore these, right?
Yeah.
But they were Precision X Mania. So you can see the Mania elements. It was like something similar it would have been December 2001 in the Champions League match against Arsenal, and had the Mania elements, but was disguised as a white Precision. Like, yeah. Amazing stuff.
Was that a thing that people who were into boots noticed as well?
Well, I didn't notice it back then. I don't know. I would have noticed Beck's boots because I would have got the United magazine back then. Kind of going, they look a little different. And but if you're into nowadays, you have Instagram pages alone that will pick out boots every day of the week. And I think the brands like them leaked pages because it creates a bit of a buzz, I think. But back then, maybe not so much.
Yeah, they might have wanted to keep things a bit more. That's why they camouflaged them, whereas now they might leak a bit more. Yeah, exactly.
I suppose back then as well, they'd be more blackout boots. So remember, Beckham wore the Manias in all black for was either 2 or 3 matches before officially wearing them. It was in a friendly against Holland in mid-February 2002. But nowadays they're all whiteouts. The prototypes are all white. So
That's weird. I wonder if they do it for a reason, in which just to make it look better.
But nowadays, I don't know how you find with the shorts, because like back in the day, you get like a home shirt, and you had that for 2 years. It's not cheap, but you keep it, and you'd have an away shirt you keep for 2 years, and maybe a third kit they'll have 1 year, and then the second season of it they'll have a new third kit. But you definitely get it for 2 years. Now that would have stopped in 2009.
Yeah, about that.
It stopped in 2009 because I remember United released a shirt in 2006, 2007 with AIG. If you remember, Jake, with the white.
Yeah, with the shield crest,
black. And they had that for 1 year, but then they had the one they wore the European Cup for 2 years. Then they had the black fee for 1 year, and then everyone was just 1 year. So but now it's like 3 shirts a year. It's the same with boots. So like the Preds would have been 94. Okay, 95 they upgraded a little bit. The 96 is a touch. Accelerator was 98. Precision was 2000. So it was every 2 years had the cycle. But now, sure, you've Preds every 10 months nearly. It's. You know what I mean? Like the Pred 24, I thought. So I wasn't buying Preds after the 18 plus back when it was released in 2017. I just didn't like it. I just said, no, I just keep buying the remakes.
Yeah.
But when they brought the tongue back, sure, I was hooked again. So
I
think I bought every model of the Pred 24. But it was a very good boot. And then the Pred 25, I just felt they just went that little bit more. Was another very good boot. But his Pred 26, it's like an F50 with a tongue. I don't think it's a Predator. I don't like it. I've already plugged out, waiting for the Pred 27, see what that's like. But why not just keep it for 2 years instead of having 1 year, releasing 15, 16 colorways, and then all of a sudden by October of the year you're ready for the next model already.
Mate, they go on about sustainability and all this shit, and it's all just profitability. They just they don't want boots to last 2 years, 3 years like they could do. They want a boot to last 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, well yeah, sorry.
And the pros, the pros will get a new pair of boots in like every 3 or 4 games. They have a new pair because they'll just go bust. I think it's all well and good making them out of more sustainable materials and recyclable and all this stuff, but it doesn't matter. It's still you doing the process. It's like you're not actually, having a product that's made like using leather and other things like that goes out the window. I think we know the whole point of changing it goes out the window when you're not adding the build quality, because durability is sustainability in some ways, because you're getting a better lifespan. My opinion anyway.
Yeah, well, going back, I could tell you moments when I see a boot. Nowadays, you see a boot like Bellingham wore 10 different colorways in a year in 2024. So like nostalgia is working for all the brands, but where is this nostalgia in 10, 20 years? It won't be.
There won't be now.
Mate, there's no moments. The boots don't have a moment. They don't have like the time. They're not worn for long enough to be featured in enough great moments. It'll just be that one boot from that one bit, and that's it. They won't have mate, 100%. Well, mate, that's they're 3 great picks, Trev, mate. Absolutely brilliant. What would you obviously it's USA 94 theme for shirts versus boots 26. What are you hoping to see footwear wise from some of the players, and have you got something planned for what you're going to wear?
Something planned, but it may not be 94 themed. We'll see. We all know like Predator was first released in 94, and we all know the white was released last week, and I got my 2 pairs there this week. Haven't tried them on yet. Well, I've tried them. I haven't played in them yet, but I don't think I'll be wearing them on the day. I'll be wearing something else.
Well, mate, I think you should have a strong think about that choice, mate. And that's funny, mate. Trev, thank you so much, mate, and absolutely buzzing to see you in June again. Top man, please. At Trev Dunphy on Instagram. Are you on other social medias?
I'm on TikTok, barely. Yeah, same. Trev Dunphy. Yeah, you'll find me on Instagram.
Right, give that man a follow. And remember, 6th of June, Haringey Borough FC in North London, 12 noon doors, and it's going to be the Collectors Cup, USA 94 themed. You cannot be USA 94 themed enough. Jake, you're going to be there. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, mate. I've booked my hotel and train and everything, so that's how you've got me organised, mate. That's how excited I am. So,
right, that's big steps, mate.
Big steps.
Right. See you next time. Thank you very much, guys.
Talk soon.